Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
And this week we are giving thanks.
But not to our family and the turkey that I'm spending 8 hours to cook, but to the indigenous people that inhabited this country whose stories are rarely told.
Now, in typical spooky fashion, we wanted to take this episode and share some indigenous myths. Without further ado, here's some monsters that are going to keep you company during your turkey-filled slumber this weekend. Maybe they'll haunt your nightmares. Maybe they should haunt some of your nightmares. You know why. Ask your grandpa.
Ask your grandpa's grandpa.
Yeah.
This week we tried to do something a little similar to the last holiday on Halloween. We each picked a mythological creature that was known to indigenous people. So here we go now.
Billboard.
Okay. I was trying really hard not to say so then my brain just beep.
Just flatlined.
He was like, "There's not a filler word here. Where's it at? That's what gives us time to think.
No other thought.
That's where we think. This was the is where we do all the thinking, all the processing."
Your little brain cells are like, say
She didn't say she didn't. They're all burning everything. It's like a SpongeBob where they're running around, setting everything on fire. She didn't say The creature that I picked for this episode is called the Skudakamuch. Skudakamuch is otherwise known as a ghost witch. They're evil spirits that are said to inhabit the body of a dead shaman or witch that practice dark magic. These ghost witches would then rise from the dead and wreak absolute havoc on their communities until they were eliminated. So let's take a look at how they originated. Skudakamuch originated from the Wabanaki Confederacy. The Wabanaki Confederacy, made of 5 large national identities, were originally located in the area named Dawnland, which was roughly the area between that was the French colony of Arcadia, which is now known as Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, and then we go up into Canada, and you have Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, some parts of Quebec. So here's a little map of where the Confederacy was located.
How informative.
The Skudakamuch were the most iconic mythological creatures of the indigenous people in this area. Even to this day, it's still a very prevalent topic that's brought up in folklore with so much European influence. Now that we've gone over some of the history of the area, of the culture, we'll go into what this creature actually is. So this monster creature, this myth, is terrifying. It is an absolute creature of your nightmares. I hated looking into this, to be honest. I saw this myth come up when I was just Googling away, and I was like, wow, I hate that. That makes me really uncomfortable. I wonder if I can make a lot of other people uncomfortable talking about it. So here we go. So as you know, we colonized a lot of the country. By a lot, I mean all of it. So there was a lot of European influence over the indigenous mythology. So we have this creature that was kind of a conglomerate of beliefs. So we take in a vampire, for instance. A vampire comes out at night, it drinks blood, it eats people. It really just it just goes after people. So take that, and then take a dead corpse shaman, ghost, witch, and stick them together, and they had a little baby.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. So that's pretty much exactly what it is. It is a monster that eats people. and it drinks blood, and it comes out at night, and it's
I don't like
scary.
it.
So let's go deeper into this. So another thing. Ooh, do you hear the wind?
That was
The wind. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
howling.
God.
It knows that we're talking about this.
It's good thing we're not talking about flesh pedestrians, or I would say they were blowing our way.
Oh, that's really scary. Yeah. Oh, I don't
But we're
like
not.
that. Yeah.
So- and I didn't say it this time.
I
so.
didn't say it. So, similar to a vampire, there's only like one way you can get rid of this creature, and that's by setting it on fire. That's it. So, So it's ridiculously strong. And that's another big thing. It's like the Cullens. It's strong. It's fast.
As if you could outrun me.
You can. As if you could fight me off. And so the lion fell in love with the lamb.
God. I gobbled
What a
that shit up when I was
stupid lion.
15. I was
Wait, what a stupid
yeah.
lamb.
Yeah.
What a sick masochistic lion.
As an adult, I'm like, poor Charlie.
I love
He's trying
I
his
know,
best.
he's really trying.
He's such a good dad. He's just trying.
And she just gaslights him, and she's just so mean to him.
Yeah, she's like, I said that because I knew it would hurt him. I'm
Like, girl, why'd you have to hurt him?
yeah.
Why'd you have to hurt him?
Right. Just
Just
speak
be like-
out.
Anyway, the only way to kill it is with fire, and they're ridiculously strong. So you have to have pretty much the entire village come out to get it and then burn it. So it's a pretty tough thing. It's a pretty tough creature. The Skadakamooch was said to wander the streets after the sunset in the body of a shaman. During the day, the body would seem just like a normal corpse.
Huh?
Just a dead body.
God.
That's it. That's all it is.
I was like, you said corpse, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's what I... Not corpse... What was his name? Corpse husband.
Bride?
What?
Victor?
No, I'm talking about Corpse Husband. Did you never listen to Corpse Husband?
Let's fade out when centralia dust, nostrils of a dust, or like veins to
Sick.
needles touch. If pain is beauty, I'm a breeze.
No, you should just look up Corpse Husband talking.
Hello. This is going to be a video of me talking in my real voice. I like eating things. Like eating.
I just heard a cat over here. You know these mics are sensitive, right? Oh my god. Anyway, I gotta go back to my story.
Okay,
That
so
took
anyway.
a whole left like 50,000 turns later.
Yep.
Anyway, going back. Normal corpse.
Mm-hmm.
But then at night, the corpse comes to life. And
hate
it's
that.
the ghost witch.
I hate that.
But it's still a corpse. So it's walking around the streets as a rotting corpse, as a normal decaying body would. It just walks around. But here's the thing in this mythology is that the body still, it'll rot, but it'll never die until you set it on fire. So it's just gonna perpetually be icky
It is.
and gross.
I can just hear the flies buzzing.
all around it. So it is also said if you see the Skadakamooch walking through the town, it's already too late for you. It's kind of like that Japanese horror story where if you hear the woman calling and you turn around and look at her, then she's gonna come after you. It's similar to that, except it's not at all.
Okay.
Because if you see her, it just means that she's out there or they're out there, and that's it. You're done. You're gone, and you're a goner. If you hear it, if you see it, that's bad news bears for you. I'm so sorry. You better luck next time in the next life. I hope you get a better chance. But yeah, she's gonna come eat you. She's gonna eat you. and she's going to drink up your blood. Then she's going to move on to the next person. So super awesome stuff. And the other thing that it likes to do is it likes to curse people. I mean, it's a ghost witch, so it takes over dead shamans, so it kind of just likes to play little fun games and curse people. So if you don't happen to get in the street, then it'll curse you, and then it'll just make wind again. It'll make you really, really scared. And then it'll kill you at a later time. Kind of, again,
so
just
to go the first time around would be how
yep, so it's a lose-lose situation at this point, which is why it's so scary, because there's not really a whole lot you can do. It moves really, really fast. And again, the only way to destroy it is with fire, and you have to have a whole squad. You gotta haul the whole squad to do it. You by yourself, you and your person that you live with, you're not going to do it. It's got to be a whole group of people.
Call your kids, call your wife.
So it's also said that this creature can take shape as a ball of light, kind of like a ghost orb, and it can just kind of float through the sky really, really fast, just move around, and then kind of like a bird, just see a prey and then just drop in on it.
Okay.
So if it doesn't have a body, that doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
It's going to get you.
Whatsoever it's going to get you. It's going to get you either way. So that's super fun. Another really cool thing is that sometimes it'll come in and it'll kill. So back in the olden times, obviously, people would go out in big groups as hunters and hunt big animals to bring back home. So it would target these big groups of hunters by going after one person as they're separated.
Okay.
Knocking them off. Taking their body. Going back to camp. Now this body's still fresh. It doesn't look like it's dead.
Yeah.
It's not.
You got time.
Icky. Yeah, so takes it back, starts separating off the other hunters one by one, and then doing the same to the next one, until the whole group is gone.
Huh.
So, even as a group, you're still not very safe.
As far as a creature that gets you, that's kind of a brilliant way to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Horrifying.
Take shape as one of your friends and then just start taking out the rest of your friends. Yeah. So, I did find one story. So, there's not a ton of research on this without doing a full deep dive, reading every book that's been put out, which there are quite a few books, but they do seem a little bit more on the fiction side rather than the...
And here's like what?
The educational side. Yeah. So I did find a short little story that we'll read. Ula Tahaman. She is an Abenaki, about 16 years of age. Her home is in Lake George, New York, but she has visited New York City where this story was obtained. It is given as nearly as possible in her words. So the Abenaki is one of those larger tribes that was a part of that confederacy in Arcadia. So the confederacy is like this big overarching government, you could say, of these 5 large tribes.
Okay.
So if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So the story goes like this. A widow like this. An old witch was dead, and his people buried him up in a tree, up among the branches in a grove that they used for a burial space. Sometime after this, in the winter, an Indian and his wife came along looking for a good place to spend the night. They saw the grove, went in, and built their cooking fire. When their supper was over, the man, looking up, saw long dark things hanging from the tree branches. "What are they?" she asked. "They are only the dead of long ago," said her husband. "I want to sleep." "I don't like it at all. I think we better sit up all night," replied his wife. Period. The man would not listen to her, but went to sleep. Soon the fire went out, and then she began to hear a gnawing sound, like an animal with a bone. She sat still, very much scared, all night long. About dawn, she could stand it no longer, and reaching out, tried to wake her husband, but could not. She thought him sound asleep. The gnawing had stopped. When daylight came, she went to her husband and found him dead, with his left side gnawed away and his heart gone.
Oh.
She turned.
I did not read ahead. Oh my god!
She turned and ran. At last, she came to a lodge where there were some people. Here she told her story, but they would not believe it, thinking that she had killed the man herself. They went with her to her place, however. There, they found the man, with his heart gone, lying under the burial tree, with the dead witch right overhead. They took the body down and unwrapped it. The mouth and face were covered with fresh blood.
That is horrifying. Like, the first part of the story, I'm like, that's what he gets for, like...
Yeah.
Ignore. That's all. It always happens in, like, a horror movie. The guy's like, yo, it's not even anything
It's not
big.
even that serious.
Yeah.
You're just being dramatic.
Yeah.
Wait, get your heart eaten then.
It is.
You know what?
Wild.
I may be over dramatic, but at least my heart's still beating.
Mm-hmm.
How's it feel to have the left side of your face
How does it
not
feel,
off?
Jared?
How does it feel? Now your good side's gone. And you only
What's
had
left?
one of those. No heart, but you didn't have much of a heart to begin with.
I'm
now,
sure that
did
wasn't
you?
very filling.
Yeah. Just a void. The ghost witch is like, I don't really think, I think I'm still hungry. That was more like an hors d'oeuvre.
And so it ate half the face. 'cause it was
Yeah,
still-
exactly. The heart was just like a little, like, it was like a grape.
Yeah.
Just like a,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was,
I still need a little snacky.
I still need some dinner. But
Girl dinner.
girl dinner, just a heart in the left side of a body.
Just girly things.
But yeah, so that was
Oh.
the Skadakamooch.
That's so scary.
Yeah, it's very, very creepy, and I think it's scary, but it's also super cool. I'm like,
Yeah,
go
it's like
after-
so like the way it works too, like so clever.
It's pretty.
Ooh.
It's one of those monsters that somebody had to have been like, I want this to just fuck people up.
Yep.
I don't care about the backstory. I don't care about the lore.
No.
Who cares where it came from? I just want this to be
Yeah.
a reason that people are getting eaten.
Yeah.
It's not because of famine.
No.
It's not because indigenous people are being starved of food and people are being like cannibalized in the streets. It needs to be because of the Skaдаkamooch. Because that's just what it does. It just eats people and there's no way to get rid of it.
You think we had time to ask it questions?
No, we're just trying to run from this fucking
Outta
ghost
there.
orb. We're just trying to get away from the ghost witch. There's no way to get away. You just hear her in the street. You turn around, she's
You're like,
right there.
guess I'm
Ah!
Ugh. It makes me think of in the office how Angela keeps popping up behind Dwight.
He's like, shit, where'd you come from? Yeah. Thank you for sharing with the class.
That
Me
was so
thanking
good.
myself. Yay!
Okay, that was so good. That is absolutely horrifying, and I hope I'm on a run of having good dreams, because if I have a nightmare tonight, it's gonna be about that.
You're just gonna open your eyes and you're just gonna see her. She's gonna be like, hey.
No, I'm gonna open my eyes.
Hi, colonizer.
It's gonna be my Nana as a sleep paralysis demon again.
Oh, you should put that picture right here.
So, my Nana visited me over her birthday weekend,
Hi,
and
Nana.
she was so anxious about missing the train that took off at 8:50 in the morning that she woke up at 5:30 in the morning and stood at the foot of the couch where I was sleeping and just waited for me.
I can't
To
believe that
wake
she
up.
just waited.
She does
That's the
that.
worst
That's
part.
not the only time I've woken up to her just like sitting in the chair and being like, It's like a dog where they're just like, can we play now?
Nana, you gotta stop doing that. You hear me? You can't be doing that. Somebody's gonna have a heart attack. I would have had a heart attack. I probably would have immediately released my bowels.
She'll never see this. She thinks it's an iPad. She doesn't know what a podcast is.
I thought you said she liked it.
She likes the idea of it.
Oh my god.
She doesn't know how to listen.
Oh,
it's above her pay grade.
Oh my god.
Okay, so for my presentation, I am doing the Bakwas. According to ghost stories told by the Kwakwaka'wakw people, the shy spirit will seek out people who are lost in the woods and offer them something to eat. He'll offer salmon or berries served in a cockle shell, which is kind of like a little clam shell. But these offerings are cursed. So while it looks like food, it's actually rotten wood, maggots, or snakes.
Brother,
And eating these offerings will turn the weary traveler into a Bakwas themselves.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like, oh, you're...
So you're just having a little snack and then you eat it and then you turn into one?
Yep.
And not only do you eat it and turn into one, but you get the gross snack too?
Yeah, you ate maggots.
Oh.
Yeah. So, in general, in indigenous lore, ghosts are depicted as dangerous entities capable of causing physical, spiritual, or psychological harm. The Bakwas is considered to be king of the ghosts. Okay, so in general, it's kind of believed that someone who was once a living person, when they become a spirit, they'll be more helpful, either through like an offering or some sort of bargain. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I used to be human. I'm going to help you out.
Okay.
Not with the Bakwas. It's just like, I'm here to fuck you up.
Oh.
No remorse, no second thought, no bargaining, nothing. I'm here to turn you into one of me.
She pulled the whole fin with the opera. I've decided.
I want to watch that again.
I have brought you. Yep.
Anyway, his legend originates in what is now modern-day British Columbia. He's depicted as a tall, skeletal man with long hair dressed in rags. His skin, stretched tight to his bones, has a faint green tint, which is the sign of his connection to the spirit world. It's said that his hair moves in unexplained ways, as if it was being blown around by the winds of the spirit world. So his general appearance is kind of like a poor man, kind of down on his luck in the rags and everything. And this encourages his victims to pity him. And so when he makes a little offering, you're like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll have some of it. I'm hungry anyway, you know?
Yeah.
I would love it. It's so nice of you to share. So he can be referred to as the wild man of the woods or man of the sea. And he is associated with ghosts of those who have drowned and haunts woodlands near water. It's notable to say that this tribe stories, the area they were in was known for different floods, and there's a history of them surviving floods. So it seems that death by drowning was not an uncommon occurrence. Some legends state that Bakwas once themselves were drowned. Others say there used to be a strong warrior who walked every morning to a mountain stream to bathe, who one day couldn't find his way home. Lost in the woods, he became a wild man. I did also find sources stating that Bakwas do not have an origin story, that they're simply a guardian of the boundary between the living and the dead. So it's a force that always has been and always will be. It doesn't really have a
starting or
If you listen to our Halloween special, you may be thinking of another ghost that haunts the riverbanks. I don't know, maybe if you haven't listened to it, please go do that, because I thought it was pretty good. And if you like this format, then you'll love that one. So I don't think they're connected, but regionally they don't overlap.
Yeah, British Columbia is like way up here, and then Mexico is Wait, I think down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it would be kind of interesting if there is some sort of
tie
connection
to
yeah. How the tales traveled. So he is allegedly the husband of Zunukawa, a cannibal giant known to eat children. She's often depicted as a large, pitch black, naked old woman with long unkept hair, big old bazoombas, and a pursed mouth. And she is said to make a sound. She is considered clumsy and dim-witted, and children are usually able to outsmart her.
Oh, girl, same. We have so much in common. Also, wait. Is she... Wait, if this is a she, who's the he?
Okay, so the he is her husband. We're just going into a little bit of, like, her.
Oh, she's allegedly the husband. Wait, he's allegedly the husband?
So the Bakwas is the husband.
Oh,
and this is
Zunukawa. Yeah, okay,
yeah, so,
I got you.
Yeah, and his wife is also depicted to basically be this, like,
oh.
yeah.
She's the clumsy, dim-witted, dumb bitch with
She's
the
a
big
dumb
bazookas.
Dumb wife with big old titties.
Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar?
She is also said to be drowsy and nearsighted.
I am also nearsighted, and I'm also so sleepy.
So Evie.
I basically am Zunukawa. Anyway.
So I think it's interesting that she's considered clumsy and dim-witted, and children can outsmart her. But I also saw something that said she's reported to be a bringer of wealth and fortune, and she has great powers, including the ability to change her shape, size, revive the dead, and turn the ugly into the beautiful. So it's interesting. And she does make me... Did you ever watch
The Sword
and
the
Stone?
No, I saw your note. Yeah, no, I was like, no, I've never seen that. So I did when I was a kid, but I haven't.
Yeah.
Since, and it's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been a child.
See, I want to know if she has the power to turn herself different shapes and sizes, or other things, or both.
Yeah.
Because if she is like Madame Mim, I think it's interesting. Because Madame Mim chooses to be the hag. Uh-huh. She's like, oh yeah, I could be like the hot version of Madame Mim, but like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Which go off, queen.
Yeah. She said, I don't need male validation.
No.
Period.
So in reverence to the legend of the Bakwas, many tribes carve terrifying, detailed masks. They feature the spirit's arching eyebrows, round eyes, and long nose. Often, these are worn for ceremonial dances, during which the dancer holds his hand in front of his face to symbolize the spirit's shy nature.
I'm so shy.
Yeah, no, it just comes up like, I'm so shy, and I'm just a poor little spirit. Look at my little rags. How about I offer you... Do you want some salmon?
You want some salmon and berries?
And then you eat it, and then you become one.
And then you get to be
fucked up. Yeah. Just a little shy guy.
Just a little shy baby.
Kwak spirits can be divided into 4 separate spirit realms: sky, sea, earth, and otherworldly. All 4 realms interact with each other, and human beings attempt to contact all 4 and channel these spirits during sacred ceremonies. Dancers go into a trance while wearing masks and other regalia associated with the spirit world. So this entity is a feature in the Hamasta initiation ceremony. The ceremony tells the tale of a young man who is kidnapped by a cannibal spirit and taken into the woods. The spirit transforms the young man into a wild man-eater who is captured and tamed by the forces of good through song and dance. After the ceremony, the young is a member of the Hamasta society and is considered to be a shaman. There are many spirits in this ceremony. Like, there's a ton of masks that they can use, and it depends on the family and the tribe and everything like that. But the Bakwas is one of the ones that is up for grabs.
Oh, in case you just want to try. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Round of applause. Yay! That was so good.
Thank you. Okay, this does make me think of, did you ever watch Pan's Labyrinth? When it has the
No.
Oh my God, Addison. How have you never seen that?
Okay, listen. I have a reason. I do have a reason.
I'm listening.
So when I was younger, my dad had one of those big, like, he had a giant movie collection, right? He had one of those, like, CD, like, DVD players that moved the discs around. He had, like, 300 of them, and you could, like, program it and to say what it was and, like, move through the discs.
That's amazing.
So he had one of those, and one of them was Pan's Labyrinth, and I thought, like, something on the cover looked super cute, and I was like, I want to watch that. And my dad was like, no.
Oh.
That's too scary. That's too scary for you.
How old were you?
Like, it was in, like, middle school, I feel like.
Okay.
Like 7th grade.
I feel like that's fine.
I watched The Boogeyman when I was 5.
Yeah, I was about to say, if you were like 6, I'd be like, no. But
I watched The Boogeyman when I was 5 and The Grudge when I was, like, 10.
Those are both scarier.
They were way scarier. So I've always seen it, and I've seen the little eyes, you know, and I love Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
I love Guillermo del Toro. So
movie night.
I have no good reason why I haven't watched it since, but that's always like lived in my head for some reason. So I feel like there's like a little part in the back of my brain that's like, you're not supposed to watch that. So maybe that's why I haven't watched it. You know what? There it is. That I have a reason.
Okay, I'll buy. No, that was the reason why I didn't watch Nightmare on Elm Street for so long.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, my mom was like, no, that's going to be too scary for you. Which she was right.
Yeah. It's too scary for you as a 29-year-old, too.
Okay, I left out part of that story. I'm pretty sure that was the same night. We used to have this neighbor who would just, like, bang on the wall for my roommate at the time. And she would hear him, like, 2, 3 in the morning. And people were like, oh, maybe he's really into, like, Call of Duty. And it's, like, one of those guys. And it's like,
he's just fucking.
Yeah. Like, there has to be an explanation. So when he was doing it, I went in there to, like, listen. And we're, like, cup against the wall, you know? And he was saying, like, weird shit. Like, I was here before all of you. And in, like, weird voices. And, like, throwing himself around. We did call for a wellness check because it didn't seem like someone being like, oh, yeah, I was here in this queue before all of you and being weird about it.
Yeah.
No, it was like...
Maybe they were role-playing.
You know, good for them.
You could be into possession role-play. No, just... Hear me out! You saw my Hear Me Out. If you guys haven't watched our Hear Me Out cake, you should definitely go over to YouTube Shorts or to TikTok, and we have our Hear Me Out cake on there. You cannot legally look at us any different.
No.
I feel like it will explain a lot.
Are you surprised?
You can't be surprised, but it will help you understand a little bit better. I feel like we did a good job at revealing a little glimpse into our manic pixie dream girl life.
I guess like, oh, she's such a manic pixie dream girl. I'm like, I'm a mess. Everything's falling apart.
I'm not cute.
No.
Promise.
I'm chicken littling hard. And they're like, oh, she's so cute.
That guy is super creepy. I don't like that one whatsoever. I wonder if the green is like the green skin tone. Mm-hmm. If that's like a normal thing throughout creatures being from the spirit world, if that's like a common thing in mythology.
That's definitely a good.
Because that's an interesting note.
Yeah,
that it signifies that they're part of the spirit world.
And I saw a few different masks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put some pictures
from different.
Yeah. And some of them are painted a green shade.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
Not
why.
all of them are, but I wonder if some of these may be lost. Maybe they never had paint. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you get such a hot wife? Also,
you're funny.
I didn't know. He goes home every night. He's like, honey, guess how many people I tricked with that shell trick today.
Yep.
She's like, how many did you, Ted?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like 27. We got 27 new members.
Did you bring them all home again?
Yep.
Yeah, they're outside.
Meanwhile, she's trying to trick children and it never works.
She's just a little too dumb.
Yep.
Her husband's out there. He's got an army of little hymns. And she's like,
he's got a whole
these kids beat me in hopscotch again.
He's like, ah.
I fell right
okay,
into the
babe.
water. Fell right into the water.
You're beautiful.
And I drowned again.
Yeah. You and
your big tits.
big personality.
Oh my god.
Okay, so
well,
that's...
Both of those creatures were absolutely terrifying. And there are a lot of really, really, really scary creatures out there in the indigenous. I would like to know at some point, I think it would be interesting to learn how many current monsters in mythology we have that are based off of these creatures.
Mm-hmm.
How much we have, again, colonized from these different cultures. So that would be something super interesting to look into in the future. Well, thank you guys again for joining us on our... What is this, the 9th episode? Oh my god, it's our 9th episode of What Was That? And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And I hope you guys have a great time off of work because that's awesome. Amazing. I love that.
Yep.
And Jasmine and I will be having a turkey this weekend
so
with all of our friends. It'll be so nice.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for listening to us.
Thank you so
Check
much.
us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Good Pods, all the podcast platforms.
Everywhere that pods.
Yeah.
You will find us casting.
Reddit. Join our Reddit and post on our Reddit, please.
Mm-hmm.
Share stories if you would like to share some stories. Email at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com. And that's pretty much it. That's what we're gonna close the episode out.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Like,
you.
rate, subscribe, share with your friends.
Wait. What was that?